Janet Damita Jo Jackson was born on May 16, 1966, in Gary City in Indiana, United States, to a lower-middle-class and devout Jehovah's Witnesses family. She is the youngest of 10 children: Tito Jackson, Latoya Jackson, Giovanni, Brandon Jackson, Randy Jackson, Marlon Jackson, Jackie Jackson, Rebby Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, and Micheal Jackson. Janet Jackson is a singer, songwriter, actress, and dancer, and a daughter to Catherine Esther Jackson and Joseph Walter Jackson, a talent manager who died in 2018. At a young age, her brothers started performing as the Jackson 5 and later signed a record deal which became a #1 hit, causing them to change neighborhood to the Encino neighborhood of Los Angeles. Janet had initially desired to become a horse racing jockey or entertainment lawyer, with plans to support herself through acting. And she anticipated pursuing a career in entertainment. She actually considered the idea after recording herself in the studio. In 1977, she was selected to have a starring role as Penny Gordon Woodson, the sitcom Good Times, an American television sitcom that aired for 6 seasons on CBS. She also starred in A New Kind of Family, got a recurring role on Different Strokes, portraying Charlene Dupree from seasons 3 to 6, and later played the role of Cleo Hewitt during the 4th season of Fame. When Jackson was 16, her father and manager Joseph Jackson arranged a contract for her with A&M Records. And her debut album, Janet Jackson, was released in 1982, produced by Angela Winbush, Ren Moore, Bobby Watson Ofrufuzandian, Silvers 3, and overseen by her father Joseph. This album got her on the Billboard Top Black Albums of 1983 and the highest-ranking female vocalist on the Billboard Year-End Black Album Artists. Janet's second album, The Dream Streets, was released 2 years later. After this second album, she decided to terminate her contract with her family. According to her, she wanted to get out of the house and from being under her father. For her third album, she teamed up with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and came out with the album Control, which became the #1 on the Billboard charts and was certified 5-fold platinum by the recording industry. Janet's fourth music album, Rhythm Nation 1814, won a Grammy for the Best Music Video, Long Form. Her fifth studio album, Janet, was released in May 1993 and it opened at #1 on the Billboard 200, making Jackson the first female artist in the Nielsen SoundScan. In July 1993, Jackson made her film debut in Poetic Justice, a romantic drama film written and directed by John Singleton and starring Janet Jackson, Tupac Shakur with Regina King, and Joe Torre in supporting roles. Poetic Justice reached #1 in the box office its opening weekend. The singer later collaborated with her brother Micheal on Scream, the lead single from his album History, released in 1995. The song was written by both siblings as a response to media scrutiny, and it debuted at #5 on the Hot 100 singles chart, becoming the first song ever to debut within the top 5. The music video, directed by Mark Romanek, was listed in Guinness World Record as the most expensive music video ever made, costing $7 million, and the clip won the 1996 Grammy Award for Best Short. Due to her continuous success, her record label renewed her contract with Virgin Records for a reported $80 million the following year. The contract established her as the then highest-paid recording artist in history, surpassing the recording industry's then unparalleled $60 million contracts earned by Micheal Jackson and Madonna. She did her sixth album, and it was centered on the idea that everyone has an intrinsic need to belong. The record was hailed as her most daring, elaborate, and accomplished album by New York Times, while Billboard called it the best American album of the year and the most empowering of her last 5. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was certified triple platinum, selling over 10 million worldwide. At the 1999 World Music Awards, Jackson received the Legend Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Pop Industry, and the Billboard ranked her the second most successful artist of the decade, behind Mariah Carey. In 2005, she started recording the 20YO with producers Dupree, Jam, and Lewis, which was later certified platinum by the RIAA and sold 1.5 million worldwide, also receiving a Grammy nomination for Best Contemporary R&B Album. In 2007, she starred opposite Tyler Perry as a psychotherapist in the film Why Did I Get Married?, which became her third consecutive film to open at number 1 at the box office. 2009 was a tragic year for her as she lost her brother Micheal Jackson. She said she first heard about his death while filming Why Did I Get Married Too, and she poured her grief into working. In February 2011, Jackson released a self-help book, True You, A Journey to Finding and Loving Yourself in February 2011, co-written with David Ritz, and it chronicled her struggle with weight and confidence, also publishing letters from fans which topped the New York Times bestseller list the following month. Despite her successful career, she made several mistakes when it comes to men. At age 18, Janet Jackson eloped and got married with singer James DeBargine September 1984 and divorced a year later. In 1987, Jackson began dating Elizondo Jr. and on March 31, 1991, they got married, and the marriage was kept a secret until the split was announced. In January 1999, the couple separated and were divorced in 2000. Elizondo filed a lawsuit against her, estimated to have been between $10 to $25 million, which did not reach a settlement for 3 years. Jackson dated music producer, rapper, songwriter German Dupree from 2002 to 2009. In 2010, Jackson met Qatari businessman Wissam Al-Mana and began dating him shortly after that. The couple became engaged and married privately in 2012, and in 2016, Jackson announced that they were expecting their first child together. On January 3, 2017, Jackson gave birth to a son, Isa Al-Mana. In April 2017, it was announced that the couple had separated and were pursuing a divorce. It was reported that the pop icon received up to $200 million in severance pay. The details of her prenuptial agreement stipulated that she would receive $100 million if she remained married for more than 5 years, and the fee would be doubled if she had a child. So, fulfilling both requirements, Janet left the marriage with $200 million. This divorce settlement attests to the fact that divorce business is a very profitable business. Thanks for watching, and please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.